What's up, everybody? This is T42 coming at you with some thoughts on the new Star Wars Battlefront game. Now, being a fan of Star Wars games, I have a lot to offer. Being a fan of Star Wars, I have a lot to offer. I will have to say this. Star Wars Battlefront is a beautiful game. It looks great. It feels great. You have fun playing it, but to be honest with you, after a little while, there's just not a lot to it. I mean, there's really not a lot of substance to it. There's nothing that this game has that other games haven't offered in the past. Really, I'm kind of concerned here. You know, I don't know if it's the decision making behind DICE. I don't know if it's the hype. The hype over Star Wars, because, you know, really, when you play this game, you kind of just want to scream Star Wars. You know, I don't know what it is, guys. I have a lot of concerns with this. You know, $60 for a multiplayer game that has very few features, and the only good qualities about it are that it looks nice, it's really pretty, and it's Star Wars. You know, I just because a car may look nice on the outside, may sound good, but if there's really nothing more to it than looking good and sounding good, if it doesn't have good performance, if it doesn't have good features, you know, like, what's the point of buying the car? You know, especially if that car is like $100,000. You know what I'm saying? This game is $60 with day one DLC. With all this other DLC planned down the road, you calculate it all out, guys. It's gonna be over $100. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think that that's worth all that much money. I mean, some people have said in other outlets, and I will echo it here too because I kind of agree with it, that if this game wasn't called Battlefront, it might not have such the bad rep that it's been getting, or the harsh criticism. However, what I want to say to that is, even if it wasn't called Battlefront, we have had other Star Wars first-person shooter games in the past that we should compare them to, or even just other Star Wars games in general that have come out in the past. The beta doesn't really offer a lot of map choices that you can play from, or a lot of game modes that you can play. But what we have is a Battle of Hoth scene that we've seen in plenty of other Star Wars games. Battlefront 2 had it, Rogue Squadrons had it, Shadows of the Empire, you could, you know, fly the snowspeeder and tow cable the walker legs and battle all that stuff. I mean, there's been so many games where you've had so many options, and you can't even get in a snowspeeder in this one and fly around, you know, the legs of a walker. Like, that is one thing from the actual battle that's not even in here, when you have all this other stuff that was never in the actual part of the movie to begin with. You know, they didn't have fighters there. What the hell are all these A-Wings and X-Wings and TIE Fighters and stuff doing? Like, that makes no sense to me. You know, I know that they're trying to keep things fresh and original, but you're talking about the Battle of Hoth here. There's some very key things that you don't have, and then things that you do have that don't really work. We should get battles that we've never seen before. You know, give us scenarios from the Galactic Civil War that we have never seen before, or even heard about. You know, because the EU's no longer canon anymore. Give us something original, something fun, something fresh, something that we don't really have to be tapping so much into. And for gosh sakes, like, these power-ups and this instant quick play type, you know, mindset, you know, a server browser would be nice. There's just a lot of features. Now, I know it's the beta, and it's kind of hard to really judge a game in this mode, but of all the news reports that have been coming out before this game launched, this beta launched, to having the beta now in our hands, yes, it's free. Yes, we can all try it, but when it comes down to it, this cash grab, milking the money cow here of something that they know that people are going to buy, they know that people are going to jump onto this DLC, There isn't going to be a lot of substance. People are going to get disappointed. You know, we had another game that came out that EA was involved with, and that was called Titanfall. And Titanfall had high hopes. It had huge expectations. A lot of people got really hyped over it, but you don't really hear much about Titanfall these days. I mean, sure, I'm sure some people still play it, but like, you don't really hear anything about it. It's not like, oh, the next Titanfall, or oh, this. It was a huge, exciting thing, and then a year later, you could get the game for $5. You know, for all those people that bought the collector's edition, for all those people that spent the $60 or more on all that stuff, they felt ripped off. You know, I sure as heck did. You know, I paid $60 for it because I got misled into thinking that all these other, promises and, appearances, that kind of stuff. Guys, Star Wars Battlefront looks great. Sounds awesome. They did a great job with making it look and sound fantastic. But at the end of the day, I'm going to need something more. Give me a co-op campaign or something like that. Give me something that's more objective based than trying to stop the walkers and setting up the rally points for the Y-wings to bomb the walkers. That's silly. Also, take Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker out of it. Like that doesn't even really need to be in there. That kind of doesn't really fit with the tone of the type of gameplay that you got going on. I mean, sure, Darth Vader was actually at the battle there, and I know in the Battlefront 2 game you had the heroes that could come in from time to time, but at least in Battlefront 2, the hero classes made sense for the types of battles that you were playing in, because it was the Clone Wars, right? You had the Clone Wars, or it was during the Galactic Civil War, where those types of characters were more expected to be there than, say, Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, or flailing around Darth Vader in the midst of all this. It's just kind of takes away and distracts from what you're trying to do. There's just a lot about this, guys. Now, if you guys like it, that's great. I mean, this is just one man's opinion of the game. You may agree with me, you may not. Whatever. That's fine, too. But, to be honest with you guys, I think that, I think we need to demand real games again. We need to stop paying $60 for very little from the gate, with all this DLC, with all day one DLC, with all these season packs and stuff like that. We need to stop just doing that and demanding real games again. Something that can last longer than, a couple of months. Because to be honest with you, the gameplay is going to get repetitive, and I guarantee you the gameplay is going to get boring after a while. We live in that instant gratification thing. You're going to want the next game. And, if they don't keep delivering. So anyway, that's my thoughts, guys. Real Talk T42. Be on the lookout. I'm coming back, guys. You're going to see more videos from me down the road. PlayLegit.net. For all your gaming and real talk news, check it out. See you guys on the internet.